Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hope you guys are doing great. Happy Friday. We got 15 matchups on this MLB slate today. Be sure to like and subscribe. Check out all my links in the description below. And if you guys like betting on MLB player props, you already know, go ahead and sign up with Parlay Play. Get free entries when you guys sign up. So go ahead and check that out in the description below. And yeah, we'll hop in it. Super busy slate today. 15 matchups, starting with the Pittsburgh Pirates versus the Chicago Cubs. Cubs opening up as home favorites at minus 160. The Pirates plus 151 with the over-under at 7.5. Pitching for the Pirates is Jose Quintana with an ERA of 3.86. His last start, he pitched 4 innings, gave up 3 runs, and had 2 strikeouts. Pitching for the Cubs is Drew Smyly with an ERA of 0. His last start, he pitched 4 innings, gave up no runs, and had 4 strikeouts. Pittsburgh coming off a 4-3 win yesterday against Chicago. Chicago on a 3-game losing streak here. Hit 3-17 on the road against the Cubs. I like the Cubs coming off this Pittsburgh loss. Smyly hasn't given up a run in his first 2 starts this season. He's been really good on the mound. I'm going to take the Cubs at home. Next matchup, we have the St. Louis Cardinals versus the Cincinnati Reds. The Cardinals opening up as road favorites at minus 130. Cincinnati plus 110 with the over-under at 8.5. Pitching for the Cardinals is Steven Matz with an ERA of 7.27. His last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 0 runs, had 6 strikeouts. Pitching for the Reds is Hunter Green with an ERA of 4.35. His last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 2 runs, and had 6 strikeouts. Cincinnati on a 9-game losing streak. They've just been horrible. St. Louis 5-2 against Cincinnati. I just don't trust the Reds here. I like the Cardinals. Coming off that loss against Miami, I like them to bounce back here against the struggling Reds team. I'm rolling with the Cardinals on the road. Next matchup, we have the Cleveland Guardians versus the New York Yankees. Yankees opening up as home favorites at minus 200. Cleveland plus 170 with the over-under at 9. Pitching for Cleveland is Eli Morgan with an ERA of 4.50. His last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 4 runs, had 2 strikeouts. Pitching for the Yankees is Jamison Tylon with an ERA of 3.72. His last start, he pitched 4 innings, gave up 2 runs, and had 2 strikeouts. Cleveland on a 3-game winning streak. They swept the White Sox in that series. Yankees coming off a Detroit loss, 0-3. It's just disappointing loss. Detroit, the Yankees, they've had their bad losses here against Detroit, Baltimore, and Toronto where they haven't scored. Cleveland 5-0 against the American League. I just don't know if I trust the Yankees minus 200. That seems like a risk to me, considering they screwed a lot of people's parlays yesterday if you rolled with the Yankees. I'm going to take a shot. Cleveland plus 1.5 on the road. Not much of a pitching advantage here. Cleveland on a 3-game winning streak. I'm going to take Cleveland plus 1.5. Next matchup, we have the Milwaukee Brewers versus the Philadelphia Phillies. The Phillies opening up as home favorites at minus 130. Milwaukee plus 110 with the over-under at 8. Pitching for the Brewers is Freddie Peralta with an ERA of 11.57. His last start, he pitched 3 innings, gave up 6 runs, had 4 strikeouts. Pitching for the Phillies is Ranger Suarez with an ERA of 5.87. His last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 2 runs, and had 4 strikeouts. Milwaukee on a 4-game winning streak right now. Philly 3-7 in their last 10. I mean, they've actually been playing pretty bad. Yeah, I know Peralta has struggled so far this season, but Milwaukee's starting to play pretty good. Um, you know, I think they can. I like the Brewers on the road here. Phillies have been hard to trust. They've been just taking a lot of L's. Haven't been playing that good. Ranger Suarez, I mean, he's been all right. Um, you know, maybe hopefully Freddie Peralta can have a decent game today, which he's more than capable of doing. I'm going to take the Brewers plus 1.5 on the road. Next matchup, we have the San Francisco Giants versus the Washington Nationals. Giants opening up as road favorites at minus 140. The Nationals minus 104 with the over-under at 8. Pitching for the Nationals is Patrick Corbin with an ERA of 7.50. His last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 2 runs, and had 4 strikeouts. Don't know who's pitching for the Giants, so we'll see who ends up pitching for them. So yeah, be sure to check that out when that does get released. The Giants, coming off that Mets loss, they actually were just 1-3 in their last 4 during that Mets series. They kind of looked kind of bad there. Washington, back-to-back losses against Arizona. San Francisco 15-5 on the road, where they've been really good. 4-1 against Washington. I'm gonna take the Giants on the road. The Nationals coming off 2 bad losses against Arizona, and the Giants coming off a struggling Mets series. We'll see who ends up pitching for the Giants. If it's not anybody crazy that hasn't ever played before or nothing insane, I'm gonna lean with the Giants on the road. Next matchup, we have the Boston Red Sox versus the Tampa Bay Rays. Tampa Bay opening up as home favorites at minus 140. Boston plus 120 with the over-under at 8.5. Pitching for the Red Sox is Michael Wacha with an ERA of 0.96. His last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 0 runs, and had 5 strikeouts. Pitching for the Rays is Corey Kluber with an ERA of 1.86. His last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 2 runs, and had 4 strikeouts. Boston on a 2-game losing streak. They struggled in that Toronto series. Yeah, the last 3 games they've only gotten more than 2 runs, so they've been struggling hitting. Tampa finally getting things going a little bit. 3-1 in their last 4. Looked really good against the Cubs. They were able to, actually hit. Boston 3-8 on the road against Tampa Bay. I like Tampa at home. Starting to get things together. Looking pretty good here. Boston not playing that good. Struggling scoring. I'm going to take Tampa Bay at home. Next matchup, we have the Colorado Rockies versus the Detroit Tigers. Detroit opening up as home favorites at minus 133. Colorado plus 123 with the over-under at 8. Pitching for the Rockies is Antonio Senzatella with an ERA of 2.16. His last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 1 run, and had 2 strikeouts. Pitching for the Tigers is Tariq Skubal with an ERA of 3.72. His last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 0 runs, and had 7 strikeouts. Colorado coming off that Philly loss. Detroit coming off that nice Yankees win 3-0, but 1-3 in their last 4. Colorado 11-4 on the road, where they've been really good. Yeah, I think it's pretty good money with the Rockies here. I like Senzatella on the mound. I'm gonna take the Rockies plus 1.5 on the road. Next matchup, we had the Miami Marlins versus the Atlanta Braves. Braves opening up as home favorites at minus 140. Miami plus 130 with the over-under at 8.5. Pitching for the Marlins is Trevor Rogers with an ERA of 12.15. His last start, he pitched 1 inning, gave up 7 runs, and had 3 strikeouts. Pitching for the Braves is Kyle Wright with an ERA of 1.64. His last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 2 runs, and had 9 strikeouts. Miami coming off that 5-0 win over St. Louis. Atlanta coming off that tough Dodgers series where they took some L's. Miami 2-10 on the road where they have struggled. Atlanta 12-5 at home. I like Atlanta at home. Trevor Rogers, he's just had a rough few starts for the Marlins. And Kyle Wright's been really good on the mound for the Braves. I'm going to take the Braves at home. Next matchup, we have the Chicago White Sox versus the Minnesota Twins. Both teams in a pick'em scenario at -110 with the over-under at 8. Pitching for the White Sox is Michael Kopech with an ERA of 1.0. His last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 0 runs, and had 5 strikeouts. Pitching for the Twins is Bailey Ober with an ERA of 3.27. His last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 0 runs, and had 3 strikeouts. White Sox on a 4-game losing streak. They looked horrible in that Cleveland series. Minnesota, only got 1 win against Kansas City. They kind of looked bad in that series. Definitely struggled to score. Minnesota, they've been hard to trust here. Been all over the place. They've had multiple games this season where they haven't even scored. Not in love with this matchup here. The White Sox are 14-6 against Minnesota. I'm going to take Chicago plus 1.5 on the road. I do like the pitching matchup for the White Sox. I'm going to take the White Sox plus 1.5. Next matchup, we have the Toronto Blue Jays versus the Houston Astros. Houston opening up as home favorites at -175. Toronto plus 145 with the over-under at 8.5. Pitching for the Blue Jays is Ross Stripling with an ERA of 3.0. His last start, he pitched 4 innings, gave up 0 runs, and had 3 strikeouts. Pitching for the Astros is Justin Verlander with an ERA of 0.69. His last start, he pitched 8 innings, gave up 0 runs, and had 8 strikeouts. Toronto on a 2-game winning streak. They're playing pretty good. Looked really good in that Boston series. Houston on a 2-game losing streak, coming off a 6-0 loss against the Angels. Toronto, the unders hitting 6 out of their last 7 games. Houston just 2-4 at home. I like the Blue Jays plus 1.5 on the road on a 2-game winning streak. Looked good in that Boston series. I do like Justin Verlander on the mound for the Astros. He's been really good. And Ross Stripling, he's been pretty solid as well. I'm going to take Toronto plus 1.5 on the road. Next matchup, we have the Baltimore Orioles versus the Los Angeles Angels. Angels opening up as home favorites at -175. Baltimore plus 160 with the over-under at 8.5. Pitching for the Orioles is Bruce Zimmerman with an ERA of 0. His last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 0 runs, and had 6 strikeouts. Pitching for the Angels is Reed Detmers with an ERA of 8.59. His last start, he pitched 3 innings, gave up 5 runs, and had 5 strikeouts. Baltimore, just 1-3 in their last 4. They did not look good in that Oakland series. Angels on a 2-game winning streak. They're 5-1 in their last 6. They're playing really good. Coming off a big win over the Astros. Baltimore 1-11 on the road. I like Angels at home. I know Reed Detmers giving up some runs here in his first 2 starts. Bruce Zimmerman's been good for the Orioles. That's the only thing that makes the Orioles intriguing, but Orioles just struggle to hit. Horrible on the road. I like the Angels. They get a lot of momentum right now. I'm going to take the Angels at home. Next matchup, we have the Kansas City Royals versus the Seattle Mariners. Seattle opening up as home favorites at -140. Kansas City plus 120 with the over-under at 8. Pitching for the Royals is Brad Keller with an ERA of 1.38. His last start, he pitched 7 innings, gave up 2 runs, and had 5 strikeouts. Pitching for the Mariners is Chris Flexen with an ERA of 5.23. His last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 3 runs, and had 3 strikeouts. Both teams coming off a loss. Kansas City 3-1 in their last 4. Seattle 5-2 in their last 7. I mean, they're playing really good. I like the Mariners at home. I mean, they've been playing really good baseball. Looked really good in that Texas series. They're hitting pretty well too. And the Royals, I mean, they haven't had more than 4 runs in like 6 or 7 games, so they do struggle to hit. I'm gonna take the Mariners at home. Next matchup, we have the Los Angeles Dodgers versus the San Diego Padres. Dodgers opening up as road favorites at -160. San Diego +150 with the over-under at 8. Pitching for the Dodgers is Julio Urias with an ERA at 3.86. His last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 0 runs, and had 5 strikeouts. Pitching for the Padres is Nick Martinez with an ERA at 4.50. His last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 4 runs, and had 3 strikeouts. LA looked really good in that Atlanta series. I mean, they're 8-2 in their last 10. Padres on a 4-game winning streak. They looked good in that Cincinnati series, sweep in that matchup. Dodgers on a 9-game winning streak against the Padres. Yeah, I like the Dodgers on the road. They've been dominant against the Padres. Do like Julio on the mound. I'm taking the Dodgers on the road. Next matchup, we have the New York Mets versus the Arizona Diamondbacks. The Mets opening up as road favorites at -130. Arizona +110 with the over-under at 8.5. Pitching for the Mets is David Peterson with an ERA of 0.0. His last start, he pitched 4 innings, gave up 0 runs, and had 4 strikeouts. Pitching for the Diamondbacks is Zach Gallen with an ERA of 0. His last start, he pitched 4 innings, gave up 0 runs, and had 2 strikeouts. Mets 4-1 in their last 5. Looked really good in that Giants series. These teams did already have a little 3-game series before. Mets winning 2 out of those 3 matchups. They looked really good against Arizona. Arizona on a 2-game winning streak. Played pretty good in the second half of that Washington series. Mets 5-2 on the road. Yeah, I like the Mets on the road here. They looked really good in that last series against Arizona. Both pitchers playing very well on both sides. I lean with the Mets on the road. And then the last matchup, we have the Texas Rangers versus the Oakland Athletics. Rangers opening up as road favorites at -130. Oakland +110 with the over-under at 8. Pitching for the Rangers is Glenn Otto with an ERA of 0. His last start was last season. Gave up 5 to 7 runs in his last 3 starts at the end of the year. Pitching for Oakland is Adam Oller with an ERA of 13.50. His last start, he pitched 3 innings, gave up 2 runs, and had 3 strikeouts. Rangers 3-7 in their last 10. They're 1-5 in their last 6. Oakland 3-1 in their last 4. Looked really good in that Baltimore series. Oakland 6-1 at home, getting plus money at home. I like Oakland +1.5. Glenn Otto hasn't pitched this season. Rangers have been playing horrible. I'm taking Oakland +1.5 at home. And that's going to be it for the video. Good luck with your picks and parlays on Friday. Hope you guys all cash out, and I'll see you guys Saturday. Have a good one.